Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crowdsourced challenge. We're up to episode 8 already, and I left the stream yesterday saying, oh, I wonder if we'll have enough money to buy all the cows, all 25 cows, or the remainder, the 13 that we needed, and get a subsoiler so that we could do the ploughing a bit more efficiently over here in field 19. The answer, if you didn't notice, is no, and the Deutsch doesn't agree with courseplay, it seems. It's working enough. So that's going to be set on courseplay for coursplay's being stupid again. That's going to be set on courseplay. I did have to unfortunately cheat in 2,500 to buy the 26th cow. I also cheated in a small bit of money, and I need to just change my volume settings because I was watching a bit of Daytona while setting up here. There we go. I also cheated in 45,000 in order to buy a bit of equipment that I'd actually forgotten. The way I see it, buying equipment that I've forgotten is fine within the rules because it's something that I need that I didn't buy in the first place. I actually meant to buy this item, which I'm inexplicably keeping secret for now. Forgot to buy a bloody weeder, didn't I? Meant to buy it when I was setting up initially. And for one reason or another, it just never occurred to me that it was something that I should probably look at getting. You might notice as well that I've zipped time to 7 AM. That was just because it was getting dark in game, and I figured you'd like an interesting time of day for this video to be recorded. As you can see in real life, it's just coming up to 9 PM. Which gives you an idea of exactly how distracted I've been with Daytona. Anyway, we do have a weeder now. And we do have the 26 cows required in... Did I say 25? I don't know where I got the 26 out of. Because it was 24 that I'd bought with the money that was left after the stream. And then the 25th had to be cheekied in. Now I did give them a bit more water. I've given them the rest of the hay as well that was in the mixing wagon. Haven't given them any additional feed on top of that, so they do need a bit more hay. I do need to eventually get around to compacting the silage. Field 19, I probably should have kept some hay because much to my own annoyance and probably your guys as well, we're gonna need to make more hay, believe it or not. So field 19 is, yeah, it's going back into grass. No, it's not. Field 15 is. I've literally just made this decision. Field 19 is going to be a crop. Field 15 is going to be swapped over to grass. Field 18, on the other hand, is getting a once over with the weeder for the first time on the map. Field 19 is so big that I feel like it would be silly to have anything but a crop in there. And Field 15, it's huge, but with the telephone poles having collisions, it's probably better for me. And just the way that I play Farm Sim, it's better for that to be hay or grass, as silly as that sounds. And I think it's a net gain of cropland? Slightly. Oh no, the weeds are doing the thing again. Oh wait, I have crop growth paused. Oh wait, I have crop growth paused. Let's not weed, as it turns out, and just abandon the weeder there. Because that's not really gonna work. The fast track is still in field. Fast track still. Oh my god. I am the most disorganized person in history. We're gonna grab the fast track. We're gonna see if it can pull the seeder. And we're gonna seed field 15 in grass. That's probably a dumb idea. I will openly say that's probably a really dumb idea. But it's the best idea I've got. So we're gonna do it. The Manitou isn't gonna need to be moved until the stream. Tomorrow's stream, in fact. I should say, no stream today. I'm planning on doing some stuff around the house and just having a bit more of a chill day, so no stream. I'll be back. I'm gonna be a bit more rigid with like taking Mondays off, just so that I've got a day where, like, I know Fridays are my flight sim day, so that I can stream. Thank you, Deutz. So that I can stream a game that I really, really enjoy and just kind of have a stream every week where, like, I know going into it that I'm not gonna have 70, 80 people watching, and I don't mind it. For those of you that enjoy flight sims, I hope you enjoy those streams, and I hope that I can do flight simming correctly, because I am quite not good at it. So the reason, I should mention, the reason that the John Deere is out here and not in the field ready to go with the seeder, or with the weeder, it's basically because I don't know if the fast track is going to actually work with this seeder. Just for reference, the fast track here has 235 horsepower, which is a reasonable amount. The seeder requires 270. So we're 35 horsepower. Why am I struggling to English so badly lately? I'm 35 horsepower short. Oh, short. But is this gonna? It's gonna work enough that I'll be happy to seed this field. Is that really good enough, Dave? Yes. But what about the weeds? Shut up about the weed. There are no weeds. The weeds are a lie. I thought this thing was no-till, actually. Why are there weeds when this is in theory a no-till seeder that is cultivating before I seed? Is it No, it can't be. The weeds in farm sim make no sense. Sometimes they'll decide, oh yeah, you can definitely, like, get rid of these weeds, and sometimes they'll just be like, no, these weeds are forever weeds. Why ever would you want to get rid of these weeds? On the bright side, this field is going to be grass for probably quite a while. And I know this is a very sudden change from my initial plan of field 19 is staying grass for the foreseeable future to suddenly field 15 is staying grass for the foreseeable future. And it's literally because I made this decision on a whim, and I'll probably regret it almost immediately. But, yeah. Also, I am aware that we seeded not too long ago in a video. The intention was to weed today, but, I mean, you saw what happened. The weeding didn't exactly go to plan, so we've now got the fast track. I'm kind of surprised the fast track can pull this. I did also say that I'd be getting rid of the Deutz. I realised after I said that, because the Deutz is leased, by the way, I realised after I said that actually the Deutz can play a really useful role, in that if I were to re-enable the growth right now, which actually isn't a bad idea, so let's get growth going again. It was turned off just because I got angry at the grass, by the way. Let's get it going on slow for now. If I get the growth going again, the weeds will start popping up again. And now that I've started this manually, I don't really want to get courseplay to seed, especially not with the... This is another reason that I've decided this field is a prime candidate for me doing the work manually, with regards to grass. I don't trust courseplay with the telephone poles, and I don't want to get rid of the collisions off them. At least not yet. So The new plan is field 19 is going to be cropped because there's not all that much the courseplay can derp into. And if and when the crop in field, or the weeds in field 17 come up again, or continue coming up, or whatever they want to do, or field, not 17 I don't know, in field 18, if they crop up and continue cropping up, what I'll do is I'll courseplay the John Deere to do that, while the Deutz is course-played on field 19, and while I'm seeding field 15. So we've got all three fields being worked at once for once. And I feel like that is probably the best option available to us right now. And definitely in terms of like getting the actual work done, because I've been slacking pretty hardcore and just doing like, this is today's job. We will be doing only one job today because we need to plow. Now that we're getting kind of the crop fields in, I say crop field, this is grass. Grass counts as a crop. Now that we're getting into the seeding period, and honestly now that field 19 has had a decision made, at least, whether it's a good decision or a bad decision is entirely up to you. I feel like it's a good decision. Seeing that I've at least made that decision, and I know where I'm going from here, I can concern myself pretty much solely with keeping field 18 in a good state, seeding field 15 here, and just doing a turnaround on field 19 as quickly as I can, which the 5 furrow plow isn't really going to help, but there's nothing else I can really do. Now the next jobs that I really need to do, and I might do one of them off camera just because it's going to be dull as dishwater, and that job is going to be clamping the silo and getting the silage like fermenting. That I might do off camera because let's face it, doing that is dull as dishwater. It's just me driving backwards and forwards over the silo or in circles or doing something silly with it for 20 minutes, so that is probably going to be something done just AFK. Another that I'm not 100% sure about is feeding the cows, because they do need another, I'm going to say another trailer load of water, and probably 2 to 3 more loads of hay, and that's going to become a problem because we're going to run out of hay real fast. Which is part of the reason that I said, oh hey, maybe I shouldn't have, you know, sold all of the hay bales that I made and just cheated in a bit more money. I'm tempted now to just take a loan out and cheat out like 47,500. Oh, I said million. Yes, let's take out a €3,000 loan, or €300,000 loan, and cheat out 47.5 million. So this farm is never again profitable. That might be a fun thing to do for, well, if the game will allow you to buy seeds. If the game will allow you to buy seeds and go into negative money, that'd be a fun thing to do, like as a challenge. Like, see if you can make your way up from minus 47.5 million with like decent equipment. So it'd be kind of the insanity challenge, only done backwards, where I've got all the equipment but none of the money. I apologize, by the way, for any brief silences and noises like this. I have a cup of tea, and I am enjoying said cup of tea. And if you enjoy tea as well, you should probably have a cup of tea. If you prefer coffee, you should probably have coffee. If you're watching this as it goes live at 6 AM, you should almost definitely have some sort of caffeine drink ahead of you, in front of you, you absolute lunatic. Disclaimer, if you're in America and it's 1 AM, go to bed please, it's getting late. Says the guy who goes to bed at 4 AM. Anyway. How are the weeds coming along? This is ridiculous. I am now waiting on weeds to develop so that I can set courseplay off in the next field up. I might need to speed up crop growth so the weeds come in faster. So that's an interesting thing. Okay, this is something we've learned today, children. And also adults. And Fahy. And Eddie Scop. This is something we've learned today, class. Is that weeds in Farming Simulator 19 are directly tied to the rate of crop growth. So the higher your growth rate of crops that you've set, the faster the weeds will pop up in the field. Seeing as I have set the crop growth rate too slow, the weeds are showing up glacially slowly. Why is it linked to the growth rate? Why isn't it just like, you know, at time X, check if weeds, if no weeds, then blip. At time Y, check if weeds, if no weeds, then at time Z, check if weeds, if no weeds, then that was terrible. That was supposed to be like a drop sound. Blah. Now I've hurt my lip cheek. Dang it. I feel like this is... Yeah, I feel like I've made a good decision here. He says, knowing full well that he's going to say the exact opposite at some point. Also, Hedgehog, just for you, Hedgehog, I really like how good the seeded texture is on this map. I am really genuinely tempted to just make this seeded texture the default seeded texture for the game. And then test multiplayer to see if that works, because that might break things. That's always a thing, is like I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to do multiplayer at some point with you guys, and between me just being overly angry, or me just not feeling up to it, or me going onto a beta patch to see what it's like, and then enjoying the beta patch and then deciding to stick with the beta patch, I have been slacking a bit on multiplayer. That's mainly because I still have this insane vendetta against multiplayer against public multiplayer in general on the channel, and I don't know why, but I do. It's mainly because I end up raging because trolls come on and it stops being fun. But I will do multiplayer again, I promise. And it'll be a better promise than the time that I promised to do multiplayer all weekend, and then Marwell dropped literally that Friday. I will actually fulfill this one and do multiplayer again in once patch 1.3 drops. I see no reason why not. When patch 1.3 drops is a different matter, because I have no idea. Also, something that I have noticed and realized is I have no herbicide. There is on this map currently no herbicide, and I have 500 euro to my name on the map. This is going to be problematic, especially seeing as Courseplay is eking funds away slowly but surely. Hang on a second, is Courseplay buying fuel? Is that what the problem is? I've just realised this. Courseplay, are you buying fuel? Yes, you are. No. Also, why is fuel usage set to low? No, stop buying all of these things. Oh no, that's fine. My hired workers should not be buying anything. I am the only one who buys anything on this farm. And you know I'm going to regret doing that once I start getting, you know, a couple more fields, or maybe I should have just got a second seeder and course played one of these fields, come to think of it. Once I get like this farm running properly and don't end up like being near forced to do certain jobs like seeding, and I'm gonna regret making that decision that I'm gonna be the only one who buys stuff. But at the same time, it saves money on the hired workers. Especially in the Deutz, because the Deutz is going back to the shop as soon as it's finished ploughing. Because that is still leased, and it's still costing money to... Oh, that's probably why it costs... I've just realised, because I used the cheat to get to 7 AM, I didn't need to pay any money for the overnight lease. That's a bit exploity on my part, and I do apologise. But I mean, I'm paying Courseplay, so I don't have the magical Courseplay slaves. I do actually pay Courseplay. Unlike Mr. Landykid, who refuses to pay Courseplay. Landy is in fact a slave driver on his farms because he hires in Courseplay workers not because they're cheap, but because they're free slave labor. As do, I would imagine, most of you guys. Be honest in the comments, how many of you actually pay Courseplay money? I don't mean in real life, but in game. How many of you guys have it so Courseplay get paid? And how many of you guys have just switched off the payments to Courseplay? Be honest. How many of you guys have the unpaid workforce of Courseplay as well? Because back in the day, back in FS13, and for most of 15, if memory serves, Courseplay was just magical free slave labor. And then it changed, and Courseplay now actually requires you to spend in-game monies to hire the Courseplays. And I like that change, because it makes the game a slight bit more challenging. Especially when I'm doing challenges. Like, you might notice that when I'm doing challenge maps, I try and avoid Courseplay at all. Well, when I'm playing in general, I try and avoid using Courseplay for everything. Number one is because I have a bad habit of just automating farms if left unchecked. And number two, it's because I know Courseplay is going to be more expensive than doing it manually. And if you didn't notice from me liking the Deutz in part because it's cheap during the stream yesterday, then it might be news to you that I am quite the miser in farm sim. I will spend money on as little as possible. Even with unlimited cheat funds at my disposal, I will spend money on as little as possible. The same is actually true of real life. Fun fact from Dave: if there is a cheap way to do it, I will do it. In any case, or fast track as the case may be. Or as the tractor may be. This field is... yeah, this is not as big as Field 18. This is not as big as Field 18, he says, which is clearly visible on the map as being a much larger field. But this is coming together a lot faster. Might be because grass seed usage is near zero. That is comically low seed usage for grass. Something that I'd like to do in the future at some point on this map is a bit of forestry, which I know isn't the most popular thing in the world, but I mean the forest is right beside the sawmill. It's right there, and there's some pretty cool forestry coming out after coming out, like 50K's winch. Which, seeing as the forest is right beside the sawmill, I see no reason not to just drag logs around. 50K. I should mention the reason that I always just immediately download 50K's mods. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times before, but I'm going to say it again. If you see something by 50Keda, download it. 50KEDA. Download it immediately. And there's one simple reason why. 50Keda works for company probably a lot of you guys are going to know. That company's called SCS. Now, if you don't recognize that name immediately, he works for Eurotruck. He's one of the devs of Eurotruck, I believe. I don't know if he's a dev, but he works for SCS, the developers of Eurotruck. And we all know that SCS quality is rather insane when it comes to their base game equipment. So somebody working for them is going to have insane quality for like their own personal work as well. It's just something that is, it seems, is just instilled in the workforce there. And yeah, 50K 50K is one of the best modders there is. So if ever I spot something by him, it's just like, a mod that I'm downloading immediately. What is it? I don't care. It's being downloaded. It's by 50K. Will I ever use it? I don't care. It's by 50K. But Dave, it's something you never... I will use it. I will find excuses. But it's a logging piece of I will find a use. Ooh, come to think of it. I've just had a really dumb thought. I've just had a really, really dumb thought. I'm gonna set something up real quick. Just to end off the video. Because I've just thought... This is gonna be like outside of the challenge, so I'm gonna remove all challenge rules for now. I know the Fent is still working, but... Or the Deutz, why do I keep calling it a Fent? Deutz is still working, but I'm gonna remove all challenge rules for a second. Because I want to... Number one, do I have this installed? This is going to be the big problem. Oh, fantastic. 4,500. Okay. So GS... Actually, if I just do that... There we go. We got 4,500. So... There's a part of me that hopes this doesn't work, but there's a part of me that really hopes it does. Because I've just had one of my notoriously dumb ideas. By the way, I don't see the point in doing a mod review on the winch. It's by 50K. It's the winch that was in the mod contest in FS17. As far as I'm aware, it works the same, and that's kind of what I'm going to test. Because if this works the way that I hope it works, this could be brilliant. If this works funnier than I hope it works, this could be even brillianter. By the way, I enjoy that some YouTubers... I don't watch YouTube videos, but I see thumbnails and stuff and titles, and like... Some of the dumb stuff that I see in thumbnails is brilliant, and I know that it's not possible in game. Some of the stuff that I try is brilliantly dumb. Right. Turn on logging winch. B. Okay, that's that control. Okay, turn down the logging winch. That does that. That does that. That does that. Okay. How do controls? No, no. How can I not attach this to anything? Wait, is it that the winch has to be turned off? Oh, is this not gonna work? I can't remember how to use the winch. I don't think this is gonna work. Because, like, mainly because I can't remember the controls. I want to try and attach this to you. No, that was flash. No, that no. I can't remember the control. That's a bit of a shame. Wait, what? Ladies and gentlemen, we have found a new big bag. Oh, good. Oh, there we go. Oh, hang on. This is technically attached to the winch. I've just realised. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say we got that about 10 meters. Why did I decide this was a good idea? I'm gonna just end the video here. I hope you enjoyed. Yet another installment of Dave has a really dumb idea that just doesn't work. Oh. If you did enjoy any of the video, including the dumb bit at the end where I just lost the plot completely, do hit the like button, do feel free to subscribe, and do leave a comment below. Yeah. Until next time, stay safe, and goodbye. Good Lord, Dave, you lunatic.